And who is the world record, could I ask?
Me. Well, okay. It's a little bit weird. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Technically, I have the unofficial record. At the end of the run, you'll see something a bit weird, and we might kind of be doing some rule discussion. Probably nothing's going to happen. But technically, I have the unofficial record, but it's not on the leaderboard yet because some stuff is happening. It's not that important.
Technically.
You'll see
ZFG has the world record.
You'll see
Technically, he has the record.
You'll see at the end why it's very weird.
Okay. All right. Well, you want us to count us down? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, everybody. ZFG, all dungeons, OOT, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Good luck, ZFG.
Right. Good luck. How much have you watched a lot of OT Speedrun?
I watch a lot, and the first thing I noticed is that there's not a 2-minute cutscene.
Yeah, so a while ago, we eventually decided, okay, we can start after the intro. We can just like load a save after the intro without having to watch the intro every single time.
I like how it took 20 years to get there.
Yeah, people eventually were just like, let's just start the timer at the beginning of the movement.
Which is good. I mean, it's just like better quality of life for literally everybody involved.
The argument initially was like, oh, well, there's text you have to mash. That's a skill. And it's like, well, only to a certain extent.
But also, you move out of the house like 4 frames slower.
Yeah. Ultimately, we just decided if you do the math, you lose hours of your life over the course of a grind.
And that's valuable.
Yeah, it's just not.
We like hours of life.
In that didn't get passed. We still have to watch that 25 minutes of...
Well, yours is a little weirder.
It's a lot more complicated in MM.
Yeah.
Because when do you call it?
Yeah, I know. Dude, but that would be so sick if you could just start every time 25 minutes in.
Yeah. So at the beginning of this run here, so there is a dungeon at the very start of the Deku Tree, which we do need to beat. I am not going there right now. So we need to beat all the dungeons, but we don't need to beat them in order. So I am going to ignore the Deku Tree right now and get out of here.
So he's going to leave the forest through the water escape here.
Yeah, so there's, over the years, many different ways of escaping the forest early have been discovered. This is one of the classics. This is called Aqua Escape, what ZFG is about to do. So he's going to use a Deku Stick, get into a specific position. He's going to clip it to the corner where the ground meets the corner. This is a 1 or 2 frame jump slash. Boom.
And then right in,
swim it.
We can head out to Zora's River. Yeah, that shortcut, you're supposed to have the silver scale for that, which you get much later in the game. But yeah, nice way to get out here really early. And then first place we want to go right now is actually Kakariko Village, which is a little bit down the river here.
Are we getting a bottle?
We are. So yeah, anyone familiar with Ocarina of Time speedruns, you have probably seen the Coco section a million times where you gotta collect the chickens and get the bottle. It is one of the most iconic parts of OOT speedruns because bottles are really important. It's the easiest one to get right at the beginning of the game. And we're gonna go get some chicken.
I forget, do you need the rupees for something?
I need 20 right now, and then I'll get 60 later to buy a shield. So I need to make sure I at least leave there with 20, but you almost always get it. You don't need to like pay too much attention.
So the new glitchlet that was found 2 months ago.
The one that brought ZFG back.
It's so ridiculous. I'm so excited.
Wait, when is it?
It's in the Fire
It's
Temple.
about 25-ish minutes.
So if I have to go pee now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, actually, not now. In like 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, there's going to be a 5-minute cutscene.
So go pee. Okay.
Okay.
You will know when.
But ZFG said hold it. So.
I'm going to hold my piss for him.
You can wait 5 minutes.
He's right.
Piss is held for ZFG.
Don't upset ZFG.
But yeah, here's we gotta collect some chickens. There's seven around Kakariko, and we gotta bring them all in a pen. And the Coco Lady will give us a bottle. Bottles super important. They can do some of the most powerful glitches in the game. This is the fastest one to get.
You'll see ZFG moving in strange ways sometimes. If you're not very familiar with OOT speedrunning, the backwalk, like he's doing right now, if you imagine when Link is rolling, right, at the peak of his roll speed, imagine that as like speed 2, and when he's walking normally, that's like speed 1. There's an acceleration and deceleration in and out of that roll speed. Imagine backwalking like constant top roll speed. So that's why backwalking is so good. Even though it looks weird and you have to know where you're going ahead of time, over long distances, backwalking is far faster than walking and rolling.
Yeah. And if you're familiar with the bunny hood in Majora's Mask, it's the same speed as the bunny hood. So you obviously are limited to a straight line. But like if you can think of, oh, it's the bunny hood everywhere, you can just backwalk. And that's why it's really good.
It's so interesting. This cucko collecting is sort of like a rite of passage for OOT runners. Like getting
It's like
good
day
at,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is everyone knows this.
This is parallel parking.
Yes.
In randomizers, there's a QOL feature to just make it one chicken.
It's kind of
You can
blasphemous.
tell the randomizer players from the
Fantastic.
speedrunners from that.
ZFG, be honest. Do you have the setting on for 1 or 0 cuccos, or do you do them all?
I have one on. I'm not collecting them every single time in randomizer.
I'm on 0. I'll come clean.
0? You just talk to the lady. to get an
Zero's
item?
too much.
0's the
You gotta-
same as 1.
You gotta
dog.
pick up 1.
0's
Come
the
on.
same. What, the 1 right there?
Just have a button that says game beat.
Yeah.
Just click
fair-
that button.
Fair enough, fair enough.
100%.
All right, here's a bottle. And then we have one other item we want to get in Kakariko, which is down here in Bomb of the Well.
They make the bottle look so good.
They do.
I've seen this.
All right, so if I talk to Navi on that ledge, right after jump slashing, I fall backwards and fall through the water, which lets me get to Bomb of the Well early. You're supposed to get here much later with the Song of Storms, but we want to get here early because there's another really big item here. And to get it early, I need to do an out-of-bounds cliff using this Skulltula here.
So this trick is called Corpse Push. So this is in the grand scheme of OOT, relatively new trick. This is going to allow ZFG to get bomb shoes super early, and explosives are incredibly powerful in this game. This trick was, I think, dropped as a surprise during an OOT advent calendar a couple of years ago. It was like a holy grail for a long time to get bomb shoes this way without really any other items but a Deku stick.
What do you mean about that advent calendar?
Basically, there were some community members who were revealing a cool OOT thing every day in December, and one of the last days they revealed, hey, look, we found this.
It was a great time. It was like a week of like brand new strats.
That clip used to be for N64, and now that setup lets you do it on Wii Virtual Console.
CFG, was that a little bit of hundo muscle memory there for the
No, I actually...
Or are you getting shields or something?
No, I actually clipped a tiny bit under. So there was I was basically in the basement, unloaded basement, and I went below the ceiling. But the ceiling, there's invisible water I was swimming under, which let me swim like around the ceiling. I clipped down far enough that I actually went below where the ceiling was when usually I shouldn't. It's very rare that happens. I'm actually kind of surprised, but not a big deal. I just have to save and reset to get out of there quicker. Ideally, I would have just fell in the void and...
Oh, you're avoiding out.
Yeah. If you fall in the void for long enough, you just respawn at your last entrance, which would have been the beginning of Bomb of the Well. I messed up a little bit, so I just did a save and reset to get out of there quicker.
I did not pick up that was a mistake.
It didn't look to me either.
No, I was like,
It's,
nailed it.
Maybe I shouldn't have said anything.
I
You outed him for sure.
ZFG, you're the goat. I love you so much.
I realized within a few seconds that, like, okay, this is just, I might as well just do a backup. Also, there's a cool trick coming up here. So I need to get into market before nighttime, but actually it just turned nighttime. That means the bridge is going up, but it's actually kind of not because the chains are still here. And if I get on the chains, before I look at the bridge, it will still let me get on the chains, and then as soon as I let the camera pan, the bridge goes instantly up.
And you get your money.
And I get the money. Yeah, there's 60 hidden rupees up there. And that's very convenient because I need to go buy a shield. However, the shops are closed. But I will just break in. By getting on this box, I can jump over the door. Break in at night.
ZFG condones breaking and entering?
Yeah.
Shop's always open if you're brave.
I like how the idea is that the shop's closed, but if you get in, the store keeps like, all right.
Yeah, whatever, man.
You got in, I'll
He's
sell
still
it.
in there, too. He's like,
Fine.
Usually I rest by standing here.
Last call's only last call if you leave.
Bud, would you ever try a rando?
I'm not good enough to beat the game.
Really?
No, yeah, I did a stream where I tried to beat Ocarina of Time. Not even a stream, sorry, this is before stream. This is before my brain was corrupted. I did it with my friend Jake, and we were playing together, and we passed off every death, and then we hit the water temple, and I passed off, and I never took it back.
Wow.
Really? So you got to Water Temple and then just that was it?
And then Jake beat the rest. Shout out Jake.
Shout out to Jake.
W Jakes in chat.
So we should, dude, you should stream doing the Shadow and Spirit Temple.
It's a hard game.
It's not that bad.
Not that bad.
You can beat it, I'm sure.
But you beat Elden Ring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Come on.
You'll be fine.
It's not
You'll be
really
fine.
as hard as Elden Ring. Come on.
I think the puzzle aspects are harder.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Puzzles are like they don't make puzzles like they used to.
No, that's for sure. Like the new Zelda game puzzles are like nothing like these ones.
Like Elden Ring puzzles, like find Marika's breastplate.
The Elden
By
Ring
talking to
puzzle is
someone.
how many times do I have to talk to an NPC before they actually
Yeah,
give me what I
right.
want? Also, Lud, this is your piss opportunity.
This is piss, right. Yeah, this is all the sages.
One of them. But yeah, so we kind of just glossed over something that just happened there. So in Temple of Time, you are supposed to beat the first 3 dungeons, Decatree, Dodongo's Cavern, and Jabu, to get the Ocarina of Time, to open the Door of Time, to get the Master Sword. You don't have to do all that. There's a very small crack between the Door of Time and the wall, and you can actually just slide hop through it with a precise angle, and then you can get to the Master Sword and become adult early. So, general rule of thumb in this game is if you can do something as both child and adult, it's faster to do it as adult almost every time. So that's why we want to become adult very quickly. We're not doing any of the dungeons as child. Adult is going to take care of everything. We just needed to get those 2 really important items, the bottle and the bomb shoes. And to an extent, shield. I mean, adult can get shield too, but the faster one is as child. But yeah, adult, we always want to go to adult really early. Adult just has access to better items, faster movement speed by just a little bit, better ability to climb higher ledges. Adults
Damage output is a little higher.
Damage output from Master Sword,
Yeah. This cutscene is so long, I forgot. I haven't seen this cutscene in
yeah. This is like 4-ish minutes. We actually almost kind of have a way to skip it. There was recently a way found to wrong warp to the light arrow cutscene. So if you know, like late in the game when you are supposed to get light arrows from Zelda, there's a flashback part of that cutscene where it shows like when she threw the ocarina at young Link, which definitely happened. That flashback part actually does turn you as child, and then like when it goes back to the part in Temple of Time, it actually goes to adult. You can actually wrong warp to that, and you can use the light arrow cutscene as a way to become adult instead of the Master Sword cutscene. Unfortunately, currently it takes a bit too long. But we have like maybe someday we won't have to watch this cutscene.
Just SRM to adult.
Just
I mean,
SRM.
how hard could it be?
I guess I'll like very briefly touch on SRM since we got some time. But SRM, if you don't know about it, is stale reference manipulation. It's a really broken, powerful trick where Link holds nothing above his head, spins around, and then wins. It's super broken, and we kind of have separate categories for it for runs that use that. This will not be using it. But yeah, if you ever hear SRM, it's that super busted glitch that's in a separate category.
They're technical marvels, but they're not nearly as fun as this.
Yeah. Except
this is
in
the cool
100%,
stuff.
I will defend 100%.
Sure, yeah.
With-
I mean, the F boots are really
It's
cool.
so cool.
Yeah.
I know Lud's gone, but I know Lud's an SRM hater.
It is a very hateable trick.
It is. A lot of people.
But you can't deny the science, like how cool the fact that we can do it.
Yeah,
It's-
I think
it's
from a technical perspective,
amazing.
it's
Yeah.
Just our understanding of the game and the core game engine is so deep and so well understood that like we can do anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, actually, speaking of understanding of the game engine, something I wanted to touch on earlier is you may have seen like in Bomb of the Well, I did. I was like pausing a bunch, and I also did like kind of some weird movement. I was trying to get into a very specific position. So one of the cool things about the way OT's movement works, and also pausing, is we can. A lot of movements in this game will move you by an exact amount every single time, or change your angle by an exact amount every single time. And we can use that to our advantage to make setups to get into extremely precise positions with relative ease, and not have to. Like anything that is really precision based on position, we can actually do it very easily. And then pause buffering also allows us to effectively go frame by frame. If it's really precise frame-wise, if it's only a one-frame trick, we can just pause buffer it. Like that glitch I did in Bomb of the Well, there's like 4 separate frame-perfect inputs in that, but and it's a fairly precise position. But with a movement setup, I can get into the same position every time. With pause buffering, I can hit the frames every time. And we actually have... it's actually... I wouldn't say easy, but like we can make extremely precise tricks actually viable. Because the tricks in this game, like in a vacuum, are extremely precise, but because of setups, we can just do it however we want. So here, I'm going to do... Oops. Oh, cool. I'm going to do a trick called a Hess, or a hyper-extended super slide. I'm going to roll into this bomb chew and slide backwards. So what I'm doing here is I'm holding the control stick very slightly outside the dead zone of the control stick. I actually did this once as a child as well, going to Kakariko, but doing this thing makes Link kind of shuffle his feet, and if you have any speed when you start this, then you'll actually preserve that speed. And so I roll into the bomb explosion, hold slightly outside the control stick dead zone, press target and shield, and then knocks me back with a really high speed, and then I can preserve it and move really fast. And then here, I got another cool glitch coming up. I'm going to try to glitch a bottle onto my B button right now. Right now it's Master Sword. When I swing this bottle, a bottle goes on my B button. So this is really important because when you catch something on the B button, the game needs to like think about where to store that in your inventory. Oh, I actually don't want to get hit here. Okay. And the way it actually looks at where to put that data in your inventory is it looks at the item on C right. And I have an empty bottle on C right now. So it actually put bugs in a bottle in my third bottle slot in my inventory now. The next time I pause, you'll actually see I just kind of magically have an extra bottle. And that's because of that bottle in B. And I can do a few other things with that. I'll only be doing a few things with it in this run, but it actually is a pretty powerful trick. You can use it to get a lot of stuff. But in this, we'll only be doing for a little bit. And then here in Dampé's grave, we got to race Dampé to get the hook shot. Really important item.
There's still no way to skip the Dampé race. You have to do it legit.
Yeah.
If you try to go really fast, like using a hyper-extended super slide or the Hess that he just did, doesn't it slow him down to the slow speed?
He like goes backwards and then goes out of bounds and stuff. It's really weird.
He gets all confused, and he has to get to the end.
Even though it seems like the perfect place for a Hess. Nope. He'll just glitch out.
That's so unfortunate, because a Hess there would just be amazing.
It'd be so cool.
What's the TAS Dampé race, ZFG?
42.
42.
Side hops everywhere.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So technically, you might see me side hopping sometimes. Side hopping is technically a little bit faster than well, okay, it's faster than backwalking as a child, but not adult. But it depends on the circumstances. But yeah, basically a TAS would just side hop everywhere. In the Dampé race, get a 42. What did I didn't even pay attention. What did I get there? A 48.
Use 48, yeah.
48, okay. 48 is pretty standard.
An optimal rolling Dampé is a 46, right?
Yeah. Although 46 is especially hard to get without or with a bottle ND. I normally have a sword.
Yeah, the jump slash.
Oh yeah, you have to jump slash on.
Also, so more stuff with the bottle NB here. By dropping it with bugs, with a hookshot on C right, I actually get a bottle here now, and I'm gonna catch this Poe. This one's really big. If I catch these bugs with Poe on C right, I just get 49 bomb chews. And
29.
Bomb chews are really important. Love having, or did I say 49?
You said 49.
29, not 49. I wish 49.
That would be sick.
So nice. And we got another trick coming up here. I'm going to do what's called a hookshot jump. I'm going to roll into this fence, and this causes like this weird idle animation glitch where I actually can't move except for these few frames every loop of the idle animation. Then I'm going to try to use the hookshot, and it interrupts it and gets me a big jump. And now I can walk around the upper perimeter up here. And I can walk all the way up to Shadow Temple. Shadow Temple is supposed to be one of the last dungeons of the game. And I can get to it much earlier. It's actually going to be the first one of this run.
Yeah, so optimally ZFG will never enter a dungeon twice. Like, it's very rare in a run like this because, you know, we're trying to go as fast as we can, so if we go in somewhere, we'd like to finish the dungeon. So though it is nice to go to Shadow Temple early because hover boots are incredibly powerful, ZFG also wants, while here, to just finish the dungeon, and it just so happens that there's a really powerful trick to get to Bongo really quickly.
Yeah, there's an out of bounds in the broom where you get hover boots here. That takes you straight to the unloaded last room of the dungeon where the boss door is.
Yeah, it's really cool if it all goes well.
It's called boat skip because normally you're supposed to take a boat all the way to the other side of the temple, but you just end up there because the layout of this temple puts the hover boots room really close to the boss door, just higher up.
And it's another one of those beautiful OOT coincidences where it just so happens that the load zone to boss stores, like the thing that goes to the boss map in a dungeon, is always loaded no matter where you are in the dungeon.
Yeah.
So ZFG is able to just hit that load trigger, and it is still there even though it's many rooms in the future.
Yeah, and another coincidence is that the room to the boss, or the pre-boss room, is actually almost directly below this room, even though this is like the beginning of the dungeon, and the boss room is obviously at the end. It's actually almost right next to this. So I'll be able to clip out a bounds right here. Just got to get into position.
Did I miss anything?
We're doing our first dungeon.
You're just in time for something cool.
We haven't hit the trick yet, right?
So this is a triple slash clip, or not triple slash.
Yeah.
It is triple slash. Okay. So basically, Link is going to have some big backwards velocity here. You'll see him like pop backwards. ZFG is going to interrupt that by pulling hook shot. He's now out of bounds. His goal is to land in the unloaded room. The collision is still loaded. The art just isn't loaded for this room. And now he's going to maneuver over to the boss store and then do a boss key skip.
So this is tricky because there's nothing loaded. So
there's no visuals.
He has to know where all those platforms are.
Ooh.
So right now he's right next to the boss store.
So he's going to do a ledge clip here. He's trying to just reorient himself. There we go.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
So the goal here is to do a ledge clip, which is where Link is sort of going to like fall into the ground, and he's going to interrupt that by getting hit by a bomb chew at the same time. And when that happens, it'll push Link down or up into the boss load zone.
Oh. Okay, I didn't quite get it. I got to reset there, try again, because I would have died there.
The tricks, like, it is worth mentioning. I mean, I know when we watch ZFG, it looks seamless and so effortless, but this is a very difficult segment. This is several tricks that are very difficult in very quick succession.
I don't think it's considered quote-unquote marathon-friendly to do this. Because he's the GOAT, he's just doing it.
There's a lot of stuff in here that if I fail, does lose quite a bit of time. I'm relatively confident I can get most things first try, but you know, it's sometimes hard to get them all. But that is why I saved right before this.
Wait, what? This is the spirit?
Shadow Temple. Yeah, so I just have to go back to this room. And try this again.
That looks pretty good.
So it just so happens that the room you need to be in is right below?
Yeah.
And when you're in a dungeon like this, the collision for all the other rooms are always loaded. It's just the art isn't loaded. And like the interactable items and stuff.
That's like N64 capabilities?
Yep.
Yeah, memory saving.
There we go.
Nice, CFG.
Hell yeah!
And I go
First try,
straight to
man.
the boss. Yeah, first try.
I feel like I've seen in the speedruns, Ocarina of Time bosses are mostly light work. Like they seem very solved.
Pretty much, yeah. Bongo is definitely one of those. So I'm going to do a glitch called the Infinite Sword glitch here, which, as the name implies, it makes the sword swing infinitely, and that's going to stun lock Bongo real quick. He is not really going to have much of a chance.
How hard is ISG?
It's frame perfect, but you can very easily retry it, so it feels really easy.
It also is something you repeat so frequently in OOT speedrunning that you get it down really fast.
You could probably do it in 2 minutes.
How do you know it's working?
The sword is like going crazy.
Yeah, you kind of see like a glow on the sword. You can't see it right now, although another way you can see that it's active is that the bottle is invisible right now.
Okay, so that's just a tell. You got it.
Yeah. And then, see, this is him getting stun locked by Infinite Sword glitch.
And you just back it into him.
And another beautiful OOT coincidence is that when you crouch stab, which you need to do to activate Infinite Sword glitch, in OOT, your crouch stab's damage value is the same damage as whatever your last attack was. So ZFG did a Master Sword jump slash, which is the most powerful attack in his arsenal right now. And then he stored that attack in the ISG, so he's swinging Master Sword jump slashes every frame.
And the only reason he stored it is because you have to do down.
He jump slashed down in, and then his crouch stab has that attack value.
But crouch stab seems designed poorly then.
It is. It's a bug.
Yeah, okay.
It's a bug.
Yeah. And so the reason I caught the bugs is because I can do this glitch. This is called Ocarina Items. Yep. Well, not quite a wrong warp, but this lets me move around as the blue warp is trying to start the next cutscene where I would get the Shadow Medallion. But I'm going to die, and
It's
if I do this right, I'll die frame perfectly as the game is trying to give me the Shadow Medallion. I'll get the medallion and not have to actually watch the cutscene. So it's going to game over for me, and if I see a white flash here, that means I got it. All right.
Why is it white flash?
That's
white
the
flash
cutscene,
is just,
like trying to. When you leave the cutscene, usually I think it white flashes.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so now I have Shadow Medallion, and that is the first dungeon done. Even though it's supposed to be one of the last. Arguably the last if you're one of those people that thinks Shadow...
If you're one of those annoying people.
Wait, what?
Actually, in the Hyrule Historia...
There's this weird debate about like what dungeon is actually Last Shadow or Spirit. It's like the way the game leads you makes it seem like Spirit is last, but actually in the medallion order on the menu screen, it shows Shadow last. So people debate about it forever.
It's like a litmus test for someone you don't want to be in a room with.
Yeah. If they start arguing about it, then
Entering the argument makes you a loser.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And now I'm going to get an egg.
Egg.
Quick Hess off the lady.
Very helpful. And I'm going to sell some bugs. I actually have 2 sets of bugs right now. I'm going to sell one for 50 rupees. I don't know why bugs are that valuable, but I'm going to take that 50, go in here, and get a fairy. I don't think they should be equivalent prices, but it works out. I just died recently, so clearly I need a fairy.
True. We're almost going to do the fire temple thing, right?
In like 5-10 minutes.
Nice.
We got one pit stop before that.
Are we about to see Doom Jump?
We are. So earlier in Graveyard, you saw me do a hookshot jump up to Shadow Temple. That was kind of like a baby hookshot jump. It was a very short one. I'm going to skip that, actually. So I did a very short hookshot jump in Shadow Temple. Here in Dodongo's Cavern, we're going to see a bit of a bigger one. And so Adolf mentioned earlier that we kind of want to always do dungeons in one trip. This is actually the one exception. I want to go into Dodongo's Cavern right now, get the dungeon item, and then peace out. We will come back here later, but the dungeon item is just so important to get immediately because it's bombs. So we talked earlier about how bomb shoes are so important. Bombs also extremely important. So I need to die soon. This is why I got the fairy. I'm going to hookshot this ladder. And first I gotta dupe my fairy.
This is a rather difficult and annoying, but basically you equip over the fairy. It's called equip swap. It allows you to like duplicate some things. This is Doom Jump.
Yeah.
CFG, if you want to.
So this is the bigger hookshot jump. So the one I did in Shadow Temple is kind of a baby one. This one, if I do it when I die, I can go a lot higher at the cost of not being able to move because I'm in the game over or the death animation. But luckily with a fairy, I can get revived and land on that bridge because thankfully that bridge is only one-way collision. It has no collision on the bottom, only the top. So I kind of just fly up to the bottom and land on the top, and I can get bombs nice and easily.
I feel like a lot of OOT tricks are thankfully.
Yeah.
Thankfully they forgot this.
It is a million coincidences.
It's actually insane how miraculous some of these things that exist like can be done because of it.
It feels like the most broken down game, like the most understood by the players.
It's probably up there at least. There's a lot of people who have done a lot of work to understand this game.
And it is 100% decompiled too.
Right.
Yeah, true.
Which is a very rare thing for a game to have.
I feel like the beauty of OOT also, at least for me, is like, yes, we've broken it to absolute hell, but it still works. Like, even when you throw absolute nutso stuff at this game, it still operates just fine.
Mm-hmm. And I guess, I say it's the most maybe known or broken down, but apparently this is a new trick.
Yeah, but the OOT is the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, even with all the time, all the effort that's been put in, we can still find new stuff.
Isn't that crazy? Almost 30 years later, new tricks.
That's absurd.
Yeah, so we're heading to Fire Temple now. We got to go through Death Mountain Crater. You'll notice here, this is a very hot area, and I'm going to have a timer come up. And I normally need the Goron Tunic to not die of the heat, but I don't have the Goron Tunic. I better find a way around that.
This is one of the craziest ways to visualize like it's getting too hot. Just a timer.
Yeah.
You're gonna die.
Yeah.
That's what they should do on the news. They're like, today is 36 seconds.
Yeah, good luck.
All right, I gotta save and reset here as soon as I enter. This is for a trick coming up later where if I just don't save and reset, the game is gonna crash. Just clears up some memory so that the game can actually behave properly. And then we have our setup for new thing.
The new.
New trick, yeah. So, I don't know if you remember how Fire Temple is set up, Lud, but it has a giant opening in the middle that lets you just go to the end, and at the top of it is the hammer. So, this trick is remember that hookshot jump that he got to that second floor in Dongo's Cavern? Same thing here, but it's going to take him all the way to the top of the Fire Temple.
And is it just like an up warp, like it goes straight up?
Straight up. It's insane.
And this has been something that the OT community has wanted for years, is some way to get from, because this room is a central column of Fire Temple that goes all the way up, so we've always been like, oh, well, why can't you just go up? But it's remarkably hard. Also, this is hilarious. First-person OT. So this is it. We're going to use this hookshot statue and die from the heat timer at the same time that we get the hookshot.
Yeah, and then that's why he copied the ferry, so he could do it again here.
This setup is ridiculous, by the way.
This is what made him come back to all dungeons.
All right, good. Now I'm just going to mash pause and let the timer run out so I die. And we're good.
Now he's at the top.
Nice.
All the way at the top of Fire Temple.
Wow.
So one thing that's really amazing that makes that trick work, so the reason we can now do that, why it was only theorized before and now we can do it, is we have a new way to move around while dead as we're jumping, and we couldn't do that before. And we have to move to a load trigger. So the load trigger is actually in the direct middle of that room, but the hookshot target is off to the side. So we have to somehow move from the hookshot target horizontally over to where the load trigger is, and we barely make it. It's like we have one frame to make it, and but with the setup, it's actually not too bad.
So it's all about where you're hooking, the hookshot goes?
Yeah, so where you hookshot determines how high you go. And we need a very specific height in order to make it. Also...
yeah, he's taking damage right now on purpose, because... So you know how like the timer appears telling you have X amount of seconds before you die in the heat? So if you have 1/16 of a heart, because believe it or not, even though it shows quarter hearts like visually, each heart is actually 16 like fragments. And like if you have, for whatever reason, glitched health, we call it glitched health, which is 1/16 of a heart, there's no timer. So
yeah, because
fight the dragon boss without Relvagia, without having a timer.
Yeah, the way it actually works is the game gives you 1 second for every eighth of a heart you have, but if you have 1/16, that's lower than an eighth, so it just doesn't give you anything.
So that's how he didn't have to buy the tunic.
Yeah, and so we have to go all the way up to the top of Fire Temple for the Megaton Hammers. So this is the only way to kill Volvagia. You cannot kill Volvagia without hammer, no matter any glitches we do. Fun fact, OOT 3D can beat Volvagia without hammer, but not regular OOT.
Now, when you say can't be done, is it like can't be done, but
cannot
someone's still exploring it?
No. It's a hard requirement.
There's 3 bosses that you can't defeat with a specific item. So Twin Rova needs Mirror Shield, Dragon needs Hammer, and Baronet needs Boomerang.
And Ganon needs Master Sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
And yeah, so we have no timer here. And now here we have Volvagia. So Volvagia is actually a tricky fight. So the downside of the 1/16 health, like obviously is good I have no timer, but it also means a light breeze will kill me. So I need to not die. I need to not get hit even. And so there's a cool new-ish strat for Volvagia where... So there's this old knowledge that there's 2 Volvagias. There's actually one that flies around and one that pops out of the holes. And the one that flies around, the hitbox for it is still under the last hole it flew into, which is going to be the one right in front of me. And we used to use bombs here to hit Volvagia a bunch, but I'm going to try a newer strat where I use a trick called a weird shot to hookshot underground to hit Volvagia.
Oh, that's so sick. Okay, so ZFG is going to use a hookshot and a bomb to displace his first-person hitbox here. And so there is an invisible Volvagia hitbox here that he is hitting the head of with the hook shot a certain number of times.
And now here, it's got no health left and it just dies.
Nice. All right, that was basically a perfect fight. So I still need to kill Volvagia, but before I kill Volvagia, I'm going to catch these bugs and have the infinite sword glitch and kill Volvagia with the infinite sword glitch. Like that. There we go.
Nice.
That was actually basically a perfect fight.
That was so good.
Yeah, I got a weird shot first try, and the second hole she popped out of was a really close one, so that's great.
But what hole she pops out of is random?
Yeah, so I have to do like a whole flow chart of what hole she pops out of, because like there are certain holes where I'm safe, certain holes that are very dangerous, and so yeah, I need like a whole flow chart to know what to do there. So I caught the bugs again for another wrong warp.
Oh, okay. From unplugging?
Yeah, I think he's going to go fix.
Okay.
So we're going to do another cutscene skip wrong warp here. Or this is, like, I guess, the first wrong warp, true wrong warp of the run. Where... aliens? Robots?
What?
What?
Is that bad?
All right, so it worked. I got a wrong warp to Forest Temple. So...
Wait, how did that work? First off, why are you flying?
So what happened there is, when you beat the Fire Temple, there's supposed to be this cutscene that happens, and because I died right there, the game tried to reload me at the beginning of Fire Temple because I died, but also tried to start a cutscene in the wrong place because it was trying to start it in Fire Temple rather than the place it was supposed to be, which is Kakariko. It's this cutscene in Kakariko. And this causes the game to do what's called a wrong warp, where it looks at the game's like internal map list, tries to do math on like how a cutscene should start, but because it's trying to start in the wrong place, it ends up taking me to a completely different, unrelated place, which is Forest Temple, which happens to be extremely convenient.
You talk about the game like it has a mind of
there's
its
a
own.
very easy boss key skip.
Yeah.
We can just kind of get on the railing there, clip out of bounds. Boss door is right there.
That's why he's
straight out of bounds.
Oh, I think we're not in ZFG's ears anymore, by the way, production.
I don't have audio right now. If
yeah, we're getting that back in.
Worked on.
I still have audio, do you?
I have you.
But yeah, so here's the Phantom Ganon fight. So he has these paintings all around the room. He's gonna jump in them, and then there's gonna be two that you can see running the paintings. People always ask, like, how do you tell the real one from the fake one? The real one is brighter and also makes sound, which I unfortunately can't hear right now. I also want to damage down and die here. I'm going to time an attack on Phantom Ganon right there. So I attack him right after he attacks me with a lightning attack. And that does 2 hearts of damage, which is great to damage down. I actually want to be at exactly 1 heart. And then I gotta just shoot Phantom Ganon here. So there's a big misconception about Phantom Ganon needing the bow. You actually do not need the bow. Only the hookshot also works. Also slingshot works if you happen to glitch here as child. So we can actually skip the bow entirely here. For this part of the fight, ooh, I got the super fast one. Let's see, do I insta... Nice. That was perfect second phase. So by...
Nice.
By hookshotting Phantom Ganon, it makes him spin his staff. Like he does it like as if it's like a block or something, but it actually makes him vulnerable to the sword. It's very hard to hit him with the sword right after that, but with ISG I was able to do that. And then I turned around and like kept spamming the hookshot, which made him do it again so that ISG can hit him again. Because you can't actually true stun lock Phantom Ganon, but by doing that you can get like a pseudo stun lock. So here I got another cutscene skip coming up. This one's a bit more precise. Some of the other ones you can do like cool setups that, even though it's a frame perfect trick, you can make it pretty easy. This one is not quite as free. Ooh,
Oh, is that what it is? The speakers?
okay, that should be okay. All right, so this time I can use Ocarina items with a bomb here. And then got a more precise death coming up here. I can't tell if that's it or not. I think it's one more frame. Wait, I don't know.
watching ZFG do a run.
Okay. Trust my intuition. My visual cue there was a bit off from what it normally is, but it works out. That should work properly.
Crazy.
Yeah, white flash, so that means I beat Forest Temple. Nice. Now I got a damage down
Now he's
again.
gonna die
Common
while
theme in
leaving
this
the
run.
dungeon and get the minuet without watching a cutscene.
So this time I want to die as soon as I leave Forest Temple. And that's because right outside of here is a cutscene where I get the Minuet of Forest, which is the warp song to go to Forest Temple. You're supposed to walk up to it going to Forest Temple normally, but you actually step into it
Did you
immediately
get
as
a
you
$500
leave.
donation?
So by dying there, I can...
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, I have audio again.
Yay!
We're so back.
Did an entire dungeon with no audio.
Dude, that was crazy.
Oh, you didn't have audio either?
How much harder was that without audio?
Luckily, that part doesn't really have audio cues, so I'm good. Oh, okay, cool trick. I just got a Hess all the way across the Sacred Forest Meadow Maze. That one's fairly precise. I need a really particular angle for that. But very cool when that happens, actually.
Are you lining up your Hesses? Like visually?
Most
like
of the time, no. That particular one, I do need to have a very particular lineup. But most of the time, I just kind of like, this looks right.
Like for this one, for example?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one actually is more precise. Okay. So I'm going to do a Hess going to Deku Tree now. So Deku Tree is supposed to be closed. There and go straight
Yes.
into it. Nice. All right, so here in Deku Tree, I'm just going to leave. I don't want to do Deku Tree right now.
Wait, what? We just got here.
Yeah, I'm over it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this seems kind of weird. So the reason for this, later on in the run, at the very end, I'm going to do a trick, and that cutscene that just happened, where like the camera pans around Deku Tree, that cutscene would ruin the trick at the end. So I have to get rid of it, which means going to Deku Tree for no reason and then leaving. It's awkward, but it is important.
But that little tree in front makes it seem, it thinks you already beat it.
No, the little tree in front, that's actually from beating Forest Temple.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's chill to do before Deku Tree.
Yeah.
That's great.
We can do the dungeons in any order. Forest Temple was the one I beat without audio.
Subtle flex.
I can't believe you beat that without audio.
Were you guys talking during that? Because I couldn't hear you guys.
No.
Okay.
Just watching in awe.
I'd really like a bomb drop here. My bomb count is a bit low. Worst case scenario, I can get some. Okay, I'll just get some at Lake Hylia. Lake Hylia is the next place I want to go.
How bomb perfect? Like, how many drops do you need optimally?
I'm doing safe strats, so I'd like 2-ish. For this route, with two drops, I feel pretty safe. When I'm doing PB attempts, I actually have a bomb route that has like 2 spare bombs with no bomb drops. But yeah, for this, I need some spares. So I did a mega flip there past the waterfall. You're normally supposed to use Zelda's Lullaby to get in there, a song I never am going to get. And here in Zora's Domain, the ice is frozen over. There's normally supposed to be a shortcut down to Lake Hylia that you cannot access as an adult, except you actually can. You just clip out of bounds onto the ice, go into here, and this takes you straight to Lake Hylia. So here, I'm a little low on bombs. I'm going to go touch some grass here, and hopefully I get some bombs. It's a 116 drop, but there's a lot of grass to go through. Okay, 2, nice.
Ooh, nice.
3,
Oh my
okay, I
God.
just got perfect. Like, that was basically perfect luck. All right, we are good on bombs as long as I don't mess up that much. I have to mess up a lot to waste all these bombs. All right, so now I'm going to go to Water Temple. Normally, you would have the Iron Boots. You need the Iron Boots to enter Water Temple, but we can actually clip out of bounds, the answer to everything else in the game. So, got to do a little setup here, fall off, and jump slash, and it'll clip me out of bounds into some out of bounds water, and I can just swim above the loading trigger, and I go straight into Water Temple.
this is obviously massively convenient because the iron boots are a huge time sink. So not having to get the iron boots to open the water temple gate and just being able to go in from above is so nice. Conversely, you might think of water temple as a really long, convoluted dungeon.
Very hard. And you need the iron boots, actually, for many different puzzles in it.
Yeah, we're at the end.
Interestingly, it's over.
Yeah.
Interestingly.
Well, there's one more thing. There's a boss door here. I got to get past the boss door some. Oh, wow, really? The fall of shame. Okay, there's.
Wow, you're leaving and re-entering.
Yes, I have no reason.
Bro, just put the hover boots on and walk, dog.
I guess I should have done that. Okay, I have no reason. I never have to do a backup here. I never fail that. Okay. Anyway, I got to get past the boss door. I'm just gonna do a little clip here. Ooh, that's frame late.
Thank God we got extra bombs.
ZFG's looking for the big blue frame, as we call it.
That one.
There we go.
You can skip everything in this game.
Yeah.
I feel like it's because of the pausing. Like the pausing.
Pausing is one of the best things. If we couldn't pause buffer in this game, it would be so hard.
It also wouldn't have evolved to the point it's evolved to. Because our desire to find more difficult setups is only made possible by the fact that we can do frame perfect inputs reliably.
Like we have tricks in this game where if we described how precise it is, you would think, okay, that's like TAS only. You can't do that. But actually, it's trivial, and we do that kind of stuff all the time.
It's not just the pausing, it's also the fact that you can buffer inputs out of the pausing that or hold different analog stick directions, and it's fine. It's so good.
Yeah. All right, Morpha has a pretty easy, very well-known strategy. You kind of just trap Morpha in the corner, stab a bunch. But before that, I need to damage down because I do want to die. Hopefully after the fight, not before the fight is over. Dude.
Oh my
Why did I say that? Why did I jinx myself? Okay, I have an excuse. Sometimes Morpha, when you hookshot Morpha, it'll go into Link's body, and then you don't really have a good way out, and it just kind of insta hits you. All right, it's at least a quick trip back.
Someone in the chat said canonical ZFG moment.
Oh, that unplugged. Is that bad?
That's fine.
All right, it's all good. It's all good. The boss entrance cutscene is already skipped, so it's not actually that big of a deal. Okay.
By the way, we got a $1,001 donation from Bill Gunn asking if there's any plinkers in chat.
More on Team Glorp.
More on Team Glorp.
Yeah.
First try, dude.
Yeah, first try.
Good job.
And taking the $500 Falumpa Dump. No comment. Just dropped 500 and left.
$5 from ZFG died to Morpha.
Come on.
You're missing the crucial Keck W.
Someone had that prepared.
Fantastic.
All right, we got one more cutscene skip coming up. This one's the cutscene after beating Water Temple is actually a pretty long one, so I really want to make sure I don't watch this cutscene. But luckily, it's a fairly easy one. Surely not jinxing it again. Just got to get up and set up into position.
Beautiful.
The classic, you have to play a little song.
Yeah, I like just playing some random notes on the blue warp there. All right, we'll die. This will make me die in a specific frame. Nice and easy. And skip that cutscene.
I think a lot of people probably don't know you can change the pitch of the ocarina with the analog stick. You were doing it just then.
Yeah, because you're pretty much always holding a direction out of those blue warps. So I'm pretty much always doing like some kind of odd pitched note on the ocarina when I do that stuff. All right, so with Water Temple done, the next closest dungeon is Jabu, which I have to go back into Zora's Domain for, but Zora's Domain, again, the ice is blocking it. Of course, we can clip out of bounds to skip it, but this one is a bit more precise. I have to do a mega flip setup. I'm going to try to mega flip and clip through this ground here. So if I backflip, right as my shield hits that explosion, I do a really big backflip that clips me through the ground, and I can get into Zora's Domain. So I can get close to Jabu. I also want to pick up some nuts here.
The Jabu as adults is a cool one.
Oh.
It's also like the setup to get into Jabu as adult is really difficult, and ZFG is about to do it in the most difficult possible way, which is he's just going to free ball it.
It's easy.
Oh,
nice! And I got the super swim. Nice. You can do. You can chain the Hess there into an out of bounds clip into a super swim by hessing into the out of bounds water, and then you just kind of mash target and up, and you start swimming really fast. So yeah, Jabu here, or not here, because Jabu is normally only here as child. There's just an ice block here as adult, but actually the loading zone is still there. Just got to clip into the ice. So I'm gonna roll into that bomb, do a mega side hop, switch my boots a few times, and clip into the ice, and now I'm in.
So cool.
Yeah. Fun fact about that, in OOT 3D, they moved the loading zone a tiny bit, and what it means is that you can actually just walk into Jabu without any glitches in OOT 3D. Like, you just walk in one little specific part of the ice, and you just go in. It's
like you'll just walk on the ice.
Yeah. You just walk on the ice, and there's a little part of it that is just the loading zone into Jabu. It's very funny. OOT 3D has some silly stuff. Speaking of silly stuff, I'm going to break this box, not pick up the rupee. That is important. That's to make the game not crash.
Really?
Yes.
How did you figure that out? That it doesn't crash it back?
So, when you do a wrong warp, the game is trying to start some cutscene. And because the cutscene that normally plays isn't being played, the game is looking at your last cutscene that you watched to get information about what to do with that cutscene. Normally, we actually end up doing stuff where the game is looking for that cutscene data. We do stuff that makes it 0 or negative. So when it's looking for what cutscene to play, we're just like, there's nothing here, move on. And so nothing actually happens. But sometimes if it's not negative, if it's actually like some really big number, it crashes. And so we have to do some odd kind of testing to like know how to load, how to make certain things appear in memory in the way we want so that it ends up be as 0 or negative and not some big number. Breaking that box and not picking up the rupee just happens to be the safest thing to do here, even though it looks kind of odd. It also depends on like some of the things you do later. Also, I need a fairy. There's luckily a fairy pot right in this room, and I need a fairy later on. Fairies actually have an interesting mechanic where they will always meet Link's height. So even though the fairy was up on that ledge, which Hookshot just conveniently goes through all the walls in Jabu to break that pot. But
and the fairy wants to be caught.
Yeah. So here, I don't like having a quarter heart here. Just a bit odd for some damaging down later. But yeah, the fairy always meets at Link's height. So as soon as the fairy pod breaks up on the ledge, it goes directly down to meet Link, and so I can easily catch it.
And you're getting yourself close to death again?
Yeah, I want to be at about 1.5 hearts. I'm going to take... Ideally, I take 1 heart of damage on the boss. So 1.5 hearts is good. And then one last half a heart to die. So Jabu's unfortunately a bit of a boring dungeon. You have to do this escort quest with Ruto. You got to take Ruto all the way up. It's not that interesting. It's like the one dungeon part that we don't have a good skip for.
Yeah, there's no Ruto skip.
Yeah, unfortunately, in this next room, there's a switch I have to push down, and the game specifically checks for, are you holding Ruto? And there's not really any way we can get around that.
Thank you.
$520 from Anonymous, no comment. 25 from Never Forget ZFG died. Okay. And a lot of prages for Vibruto. What's Vibruto?
You will see in 5 seconds. Hearts, really? It's this.
Oh, there it is.
That's it. They're praging for that.
Yes.
Okay. Is that the noise she's making?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, hopefully I don't have to get the hearts here. Okay, nice. I was worried it was going to force me to get them.
And now you just leave her?
Yeah, she's
so you go
gone.
straight
I
to
don't
the
need her
boss.
anymore.
What, you're not even going to take care of her?
Nope.
Well, I believe once you have Vibruto set up, she's inaccessible.
Yeah, you actually can't pick her. You can leave the room and you can pick her up outside the room.
Are you supposed to set up Vibruto, or is that just for fun?
No, that's
It's
just for
for
vibes.
fun.
Okay.
It's
Just vibes.
Oh, yeah, I guess that nice double entendre of me. Good.
All right, so now I'm going to go to the end. I'm going to try to do a Hess clip here that should take me directly to the boss. Got to restart.
Also, the boomerang, obviously a child item. You're not supposed to be able to equip it as adult. ZFG did the same thing he did to Dupe a Fairy earlier, equip swap, in order to equip child items as adult. And so he is able to throw the boomerang. The animation is kind of weird. Nice, ZFG. So, like, adult Link doesn't really know what to do. So, like, it's going to pull the boomerang back, but he's going to look kind of strange.
Why did they even stop adult Link from using a boomerang?
They gotta have like something that seems like a benefit to child, so that they want to pretend it's balanced. But
So there's value in using both.
yeah, exactly. All right, so Baronade. Baronade is not a tough boss, but for what I do in this run, I need Baronade to die in a very specific location, which makes the fight a little bit weird. So I'm going to try to make sure more Baronade dies in a very particular place. And I can also use Nuts to kill all these enemies around Baronade quickly. Alright, I want Baronade to die over here.
Where Baronade dies influences where the blue warp goes at the end of the fight, and ZFG needs it to be in a particular part of the room for a wrong warp.
Alright, looks good.
You basically just need Baronade in, like, the top half of the room.
That seems pretty lenient. Looks good, doesn't feel like a...
There's two different parts of it. One, you need Baronade to die in like one fairly lenient place to have the blue warp spawn where I want, and then there's a more precise part where a certain camera angle I need. So I'm gonna
What is Ruto
here.
doing?
So I'm gonna die on the edge of the blue warp here. So Ruto, I can't just do the Ocarina items thing like I do with all the other ones because of Ruto, but by dying here, I'm gonna do this weird glitch where if I stop moving, I'm gonna get teleported directly back to Ruto. Okay, this part is kind of precise.
Yeah, that's so weird looking.
Okay, so the camera is now locked in position. ZFG needs to get... I'm going to actually let him cook.
Should be good. All right, and
Nice.
I should wrong warp directly to King Dodongo's room.
Yes.
Nice. So he just did
Yeah.
2 bosses in a row.
Yeah, so early on when I mentioned how I didn't want to go beat Dodongo's Cavern yet, this is the reason why, because we can just wrong warp straight to the boss. Now, I had to leave the room and re-enter. This is just for some weird wrong warp stuff where after you do a wrong warp, the game doesn't update your last entrance properly. And I want to do another wrong warp here. I'm going to chain it together. But if I don't properly update my last entrance by re-entering the room like that, I don't go where I actually want to. Also, you can use the hammer to break that floor. That floor is really interesting. Its hitbox is incredibly tiny. It's probably like a 1-unit size hitbox, and hitting it with hammer is actually kind of precise. It's really odd. Like if you look at the hit thing with a input or a hitbox viewer, you can barely even notice it. It's really strange. All right, King Dodongo. I like to throw the bombs off the wall because it looks cool, because otherwise this fight is really boring, and I just want to do something that looks cool.
Oh, swag.
And I'm going to damage down. Obvious reasons, going to die again. Dying is good.
The route in all dungeons is sort of centered around chaining wrong warps together, because if the goal is to minimize travel time, right? The goal is to beat dungeons. If you have a wrong warp that can take you from one dungeon to the next, well, that's quite nice. So like fire to forest is great, and then from forest you quickly get to the next place you need to go, and then Jabu straight to King Dodongo, and now there will be a wrong warp from this boss room to the next place ZFG wants to go.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like, 30 minutes of setup and then dungeon, dungeon. Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why the speedrun is so sick.
But yeah, I mean, these wrong warps seem very hard to do.
They are. It's like a big technical hurdle to understand like frame data and stuff. But once you understand the execution, they're pretty repeatable.
Should be good.
He makes it look so easy, but it's so hard to...
If it fails, what's the situation like?
So there's two different ways it can fail. I can die early or late. Early, I can just retry it. Late means I actually end up watching the cutscene.
And then you have to walk.
Pretty bad, yeah. Honestly, if I were to watch the cutscene, it'd be better off to just reset and try again. But yeah, that wrong warp takes me to Gerudo Training Grounds. This is an optional dungeon in the Gerudo Fortress area, which is like halfway the way to Spirit Temple. So really convenient, lets me cross a lot of the world quickly. And you instantly get caught as soon as you leave because you don't have the Gerudo card. But it's actually convenient because jail, when they throw me in jail, it's actually a pretty convenient place because I can clip up to the top of the jail, get on this railing, and this lets me get out of bounds. And from this out of bounds area, I can quickly cross over this gate, which you normally need the Gerudo card to open that gate. And this lets me get to the Haunted Wasteland.
ZFG, please F the sign.
I'm too late. You want me to go back?
What's F the sign?
Okay, hold on.
Yes, my hero.
Just for you.
Thank you, King. This is the sign. We're effing it. It's been effed.
F the sign.
F that sign, baby.
All right, so Haunted Wasteland, you're supposed to follow some signposts and then also use the Lens of Truth to follow a Poe to find your way around here, or you can know the way and Hess all the way through. I have to pay attention to a bunch of visual cues throughout this and also look at the mini-map to know where I'm going. But if I do this all right, I can quickly go through the entire thing.
Do not let the fact that he's commentating while he's doing this make it look easy. This shit is so hard. Full Wasteland is not.
Is this the hardest Hess?
Probably.
I think so. Yeah.
One of the longer ones.
It's super long, and also there's void out planes everywhere. So like, if you're a little off on your angle, you'll hit one of the invisible walls that takes you back to the beginning.
Yeah, I remember when I was first trying to start using Hessing in runs. And no one else had done the Wasteland Hess in a run yet. I was practicing it. It took me 2 weeks of practice to get it 50% consistent, and I was like, okay, I guess I can do it in a run. All right, now here at Spirit Temple, I'm not going to go directly into Spirit. I want to go up. I'm going to get the Infinite Sword Glitch and do a bomb hover, or I guess a Gwei hover first, and then a bomb hover.
That's like a insane trick.
Yeah, so when Link is swinging his sword, he can't really fall off ledges very easily, and so if you have Infinite Sword Glitch, you're infinitely swinging your sword, and if you shield damage in midair, Link will stay at that position. And with explosives, obviously, we can just hover up and up and up.
When was ISG set up, though?
Off the Gwei, just before hovering up, when you are targeting an enemy, you can call Navi, and Navi will tell you about the enemy, and he used that text box to interrupt the crouch stab.
And then
crosses over here. I think it's mirror shield.
Yeah, there's a very tiny seam that you can walk up enough to hookshot the Silver Gauntlets chest. Luckily, the Silver Gauntlets chest is always there, but the Mirror Shield chest is not. So you can hookshot up to the Silver Gauntlets chest, Hess over with hover boots to the Mirror Shield chest. Oops. Please? Great menuing. And that skips a huge section of Spirit, because the entire child section of Spirit, you're supposed to be here as child and adult. You're supposed to go all the way through as child, you get the Silver Gauntlets, and then with the Silver Gauntlets, you go through the rest as adult, up to Mirror Shield. So it skips like 3/4 of the dungeon. So that's a big one.
This is also cool because Spirit Temple is tackled sort of in the reverse order that it's supposed to be. You enter at the Mirror Shield exit, and then sort of do the dungeon in reverse. Obviously, because it's OOT and because it's ZFG, it will be quite fast.
All right, I want to get some bomb drops here. Even though I got a lot of bomb drops early, this is the point of the run where my bomb drops would be low. But thankfully, there are a few different places I can get some bombs. They drop 1, that's good. They have a 50% chance to drop 1, so 1 out of 2, pretty standard. In this room, I got to kill these Anubis enemies with some fire as well as this Beamos. So my goal here is actually, like Ada said, I'm kind of going in the reverse. I entered from the top and I need to go down to the main room. And then from the main room, I can do another boss key skip. I'm going to get some more bombs from this pot. I can actually duplicate this pod by leaving and re-entering, reloading the pod before I pick up the item. And then it just comes back. This is a good number. So here in the main room, there's this big statue. And you're supposed to go all the way to the top to like lower a mirror to melt the face with the mirror shield. But we can... Oh, really? Okay, so I'm supposed to clip out of bounds there and then like clip directly back inbounds to climb the statue. That's actually not too bad because I do need to take a half heart of damage somewhere, so I guess there's my damage. But yeah, let's try again.
So this is called Statue Climb. The boss door is right behind the statue head, but typically you need to like lower a big thing and break it with the mirror shield. But we're gonna clip through. Also, a big optimization in OOT speedrunning is trying to remove pause buffering, right? Because like all this pause buffering to do hard frame-perfect tricks is great, but if you could do it unbuffered, that's obviously faster. So a lot of the stuff ZFG has been doing in this run is stuff other runners, like me, would buffer.
Yeah, actually...
ZFG is the GOAT, so...
In fact, you mentioned it for that trick in particular. That trick in particular actually used to have a lot more pause buffers associated with it, and
yes.
we got it down to... Ideally 1, I had to pause a few extra times there, but ideally you only need 1 pause there, which it used to be like several. But yeah, then that's another boss key skip, so we are straight into the boss room. So there's I'm going to try a cutscene skip coming up here, where I need to fight the Iron Knuckle right here. This is Niburu stuck in an Iron Knuckle costume. And I want to die, or void out, as the death cutscene is coming up here. So I'm going to need a weird setup here.
Dude, this boss rules.
It's about to get melted.
Okay, he's so fast. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. I don't vouch for my man
Crouch
anymore.
right in front.
Yeah,
Like, can't even hit you.
crazy. Yeah.
Okay, so ZFG uses a bomb to kill Niburu, and then again, like he said, void out, because he's in a cutscene right now, but if he voids out, the game's going to be like, oh, I need to put you back at the start of the room.
And the cutscene's over. Yeah, so what happened there is I got a glitchy ledge grab. There's like this little thing above the door. You can kind of, you're not supposed to grab, but like you can grab it for like a frame and then fall. But if you do that when a cutscene starts, you clip through the ground, and so that lets me void out. And now we have to... Also, I want to point out the completely misaligned texture on the ground here. It's like really badly misaligned.
Wait, misaligned where?
I'll show it in the fight. But like there's 2 halves to the texture on the floor, and they're off by a giant amount. It's really noticeable once you see it.
I didn't notice it.
I'm going to make sure everyone notices it.
And then you're going to ruin it for us.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever noticed it.
I love ruining it for everyone.
Someone in chat, ZFG, as you were saying it, said, ZFG, please point out the carpet.
Always.
$50 from Oni, who said ZFG's the best.
All right, yeah, look at this.
Oh, yeah, no, I do. Okay.
Oh.
I've seen that scene before, and I think I just was like, oh, it's a weird line.
It's cheaper than buying a 1-section carpet.
Yeah.
You know.
It's an assemble-it-yourself kind of IKEA deal.
All right, so for Twin Rova, I need to shoot the opposite color beam at the other ones. I'm going to use hookshot to try to lock them in place. When I use a projectile, they spin as if they're trying to dodge it, but it's a nice way to just lock them down so it's easy to hit them. Where are they going? Please? Dude?
That was so long.
Okay. I was worried about that one.
So this first phase especially is unfortunately very luck dependent.
It's all RNG
Yeah,
for the
it's all RNG. You just got to wait until they shoot.
You need a little bit of RNG in a game for it to be good.
It's true.
If it was not just waiting. Unfortunately, it's just waiting RNG.
Oh, lucky.
You can kind of tell who's going to shoot based on who like stops on directly on top of a platform.
Yeah, they the way it works is they actually cannot shoot until they've made a stop at a platform, and they kind of like load a charge. Oh, do not. They try to give me an extra cycle. They kind of load a charge as they go over a platform, so you kind of know which one is ready to shoot by keeping track of that. So in the second phase, I'm also going to use the hook shot, but this one is actually just going to make Turnrova move to the next platform faster. I'm just going to try this. And then if I get lucky, Turnrova will actually stay on the same platform, although it's a 1 in 9 chance. Nope, not going to get it. But that's fine. And then I just crouch stab.
And the rhythm to this particular one cycle is pretty easy.
Yeah.
You can actually just mash it, I think.
Yeah. It's just kind of slow to mash because you get like some lag frames. But also there's this misconception about how Turnrova like chooses what color to shoot there. When Turnrova's at full health, she's always going to shoot 3 red in a row, 3 blue in a row. She's not going to mix it up until low health. So you can always get 3 in a row there. And now, chat's favorite cutscene.
What are they saying here? ZFG?
I'm not sure. Maybe we can ask chat. Chat, what do you think they're saying here?
They're saying hyenas, ZFG. Come on.
Hyena?
Hyena, man. Chat, get your mind out of the gutter.
It does kind of sound like my anus, my anus,
It
my
is,
anus.
yeah, it is. It is eerily close.
ZFG smug, my anus, my anus, my anus.
All right, let's set up for another cutscene skip.
Ooh, $50 from hyenas. ZFG, can we get a swear word for charity?
I could never do that.
$50 from Twill, who says, hi, ZFG.
Hi.
And $10 from Force Electrolytes, who says, drink me.
I have a sub alert where ZFG's like, I'll say the fuck word. It's so good.
What triggers that?
I think it's like a tier 3 sub.
Oh, yeah, you got to go.
It's like a super special one.
All right, we got one more cutscene skip coming up. This is just going to be, again, trying to die just at the right time as it gives me the Spirit Medallion.
How tight is that? You always say just the right time.
It is technically frame perfect, but we can do a setup where we just do like some exact movement that's really easy to do that'll always make it hit that 1 frame every time. I think that particular setup has like a 10 frame window, which is half a second. Like you're not missing a half a second.
So wrong warp's about when you die, not where you die.
Exactly.
It's both. Well,
where you die can help with this setup. So you see how like I'll kind of float and then fall. The reason for that happening is because when the blue warp is starting, it has like a little floaty property. Like it tries to make you float up normally, and once we move a certain amount away from it, it's going to unload, which means we lose that floaty property. And so when you see those setups where we like start floating and then fall back down, that is when we're unloading the blue warp, which is actually the main way we are able to make easier setups. Is like we can kind of do some particular setup where we unload the warp on this exact frame, and then we just got to do some other setup where we load the warp for this exact number of frames. Okay, so now we're heading up for the end of the run, heading to the last dungeon, which is actually the first dungeon, Deku Tree. This is going to be a bit weird, so I'm going to do something weird in Kakiri Forest. It's going to look very random. It's going to look like I'm doing random things.
That was so sick.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm going to be doing what looks like random things. It's actually going to be setting up memory in a very specific way for the next wrong warp.
So that's why you didn't wrong warp directly to the actual dungeon?
Yeah, that's why I gotta like come here normally.
I think it's cool that the last dungeon is the first dungeon.
Yeah, I was thinking that. That's kind of cute, poetic.
This is the type of, like, the memory setup that ZFG is doing right now. This is the type of setup that would have been impossible for us to divine 10 years ago because we didn't have the game knowledge we have now. but an understanding of how the heap is handled and how the game processes instructions. Now at such a technical level, we can create setups that are tailor-made to solve specific problems.
That could not look more random.
Yeah, and yet it is so specific.
So if I did everything right there, so I mentioned earlier how like the game is looking for instructions to start a cutscene after a wrong warp, and we usually just try to make it 0 or negative so that it does nothing. This time we are trying to make it look for a cutscene, just not the cutscene it would normally be looking for. We are actually trying to make it look at a cutscene in Hyrule Field, which seems kind of random, but it'll make sense soon. So I got to do a mega flip here, equip hover boots, and this will let me go out of bounds straight to the boss of the dungeon, Goma, first boss.
Hover boots feel like one of the most valuable items.
They are
so
insanely good.
Hover boots, explosives, and hookshot are like the bread and butter adult Link toolkit.
Yeah. All right, Goma should be a quick fight. Goma only has 10 health. I can do a jump slash crouch stab that does 4 damage. I should only need 3 hits here. All right, yeah, easy fight. And that's the final boss done. We just beat the final boss. All that's left to do is complete the last dungeon and then get to the end of the game. Which will come up soon, but there's one last thing I gotta do, is run away. So I need to clip out of bounds now. Gonna get ISG for a quick little hover here.
Yeah, so this door is a problem. This big slab of rock is an issue because we need to be able to access the door for this next wrong warp. So ZFG is gonna void out, which is gonna put him back at the door, and the rock wall will be gone.
Yeah. And now this opens up the path so I can do a wrong warp. So this is actually a wrong warp a lot of people are probably familiar with. If you know like just a basic amount of Ocarina of Time speedrunning, you know that we can do a wrong warp directly to Ganon with this wrong warp here. But there's going to be a twist here.
I love how there's exact backflips and like side hop setups to hit the blue warp with the right position for every room.
All right, so we're going to open the door here, and the twist is that if everything happens correctly, this is time. That's it. That's the end of the run.
Oh.
All right, so it might look odd that I said it's the end of the run when it's just a black screen. Wait a second, hold. Okay, you'll see stuff is happening. Okay, so when I said we did some weird stuff so that the game would look for a cutscene in Hyrule Field after you did the wrong warp. So you know when you do the credits, after you beat Ganon, and there's this cutscene with Zelda and Link in the sky, and like Link gives the Ocarina back to Zelda. That cutscene, it looks like it's the sky. There's nothing there. It's actually in Hyrule Field with none of the textures gone. That's the cutscene that's playing right now, but we forced it to play in Ganon's castle instead after the wrong warp. Also, something I should note is that beating a dungeon, we count beating a dungeon as getting the dungeon item from the blue warp. We actually get the dungeon item at the exact same time as a wrong warp happens, which means I got the Kokiri Emerald, which is the last dungeon item, beating the last dungeon at the exact same time as the credits start. And if I match through this text a little bit, this part of the cutscene will end, and then we'll see real credits. We'll get some music here in a sec. Yeah, here we go.
That's nuts. Dude, I watched you do runs of this, and I don't think I ever stuck around for the credits.
Yeah, the credits are pretty weird. So I briefly mentioned earlier that there's I have the unofficial record because it's technically not on the leaderboards yet because there might be some rule discussion and stuff. This is kind of why it'll probably just be okay, but it's weird.
Is the argument like you have to hit Ganon?
No. So we do accept wrong warping to the credits as fine, but it's just like that kind of wrong warp to the credits feels a bit weird because it's like happening in Ganon's castle. But yeah, that's
because it doesn't look like the credits.
Yeah, exactly. But now the real credits start, and now that is for sure the end of the run.
Oh my god.
Cool.
Wait, so you triggered the end credits scene, but you did it in Ganon's castle.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
why.
everything that was happening just there after that last wrong warp, that was a credits cutscene happening in Ganon's castle.
And then eventually, like, what? It gives up?
No, it completes. It's the full cutscene.
Okay.
And after that cutscene, the game starts the full regular credits.
I see.
That's what's playing right now. But yeah, it's we get to do some pretty crazy manipulation stuff now. We know the core concept now is effectively we can now play any cutscene we want after a wrong warp, which is pretty powerful. It's a little bit limited because usually we have to do like some crazy status for it, like that stuff in Kakiri Forest. Like I was just kind of doing random stuff for a minute.
Yeah, what was any of that?
That was setting up memory in a specific way so that when the game looks at the last cutscene pointer, the last cutscene watched, it's saying, hey, don't actually look right here. Look at this little place in memory over here. And that's actually where Hyrule Field stuff is. And that's where this Hyrule Field cutscene is. Go look at this cutscene over there.
Well,
And we were able to do that by placing a bomb chew in the right place. Like we set up memory in such a way that where a bomb chew is in memory gets to point the game in where to look at a cutscene.
oh, we're back. I thought we lost your audio again. Well, we got a wall of ZFG goats in the chat, and it's crazy because I feel like I've watched more than the average person of Ocarina of Time speedruns, but it's changed.
It has.
Changes
yeah.
So much.
All the time.
Even though it's so old, even though we found so much, we can still find even more, and it's still changing.
What keeps bringing you back?
Huh?
What keeps bringing you back?
The fact that there is new stuff all the time. Like even though I've been speedrunning this game for over a decade, like there's always new stuff. It's not the same all the time because we find new tricks. There's new categories to run. It keeps developing, even though it's developed so much. It keeps going.
Do you ever think you'll get bored of it?
Everything ends at some point, but it's not looking like it's anytime soon.
That's what nice to hear. All right, well, ZFG, one more round of applause, please.